2024 is the year of crypto airdrops, and in this video we're going to talk about Celestia ecosystem. So Celestia with its TIA coin has already done an airdrop. You could basically get TIA if you did various actions on chain with bridging from various blockchains, because Celestia is all about connectivity and modularity. So in this video I'm going to give you a bunch of strategies for maximizing crypto airdrops when it comes to staking TIA, as well as give you a bunch of projects that are going to reward holders of staked TIA. So all that in this video. We're going to start with Celestia, of course, itself. I'm going to explain this first modular blockchain network and why it's super interesting, and especially why it makes sense to hold TIA. Of course, nothing here is financial advice, purely educational video. You should always do your own research before jumping into any of the projects. So let's go through some of the projects. Here is the entire ecosystem, and I'm going to explain also how you can think about data availability and modularity, because this is basically where TIA is really unique. So as I've mentioned, Celestia already did this airdrop. So if you did some actions, you might be actually a happy recipient of TIA. If you don't have it, you can buy it on one of the exchanges. I'm going to show that in a moment as well. And in this video, I'm going to explain what's in it for when it comes to modularity. So Celestia is a modular blockchain, and this means that it addresses certain problems in a very specific way. Namely, it wants to be more scalable by separating the consensus and execution layers. On top of that, there's also data availability, which is also a crucial concept in blockchain technology in the context of Celestia, because basically it refers to the assurance that all the data necessary to validate the blockchain state is available to all the participants. So having saying that shortly, it means that it allows you to easier access all the data from different chains, from different sources, and this is why also some of the blockchains like Eclipse, Monad, Movement that I'm going to mention, or Dimension, are using Celestia and actually are using data availability from Celestia to use it, and why it makes sense for them to airdrop their tokens to TIA holders, to TIA stakers. So that's why the whole idea is coming from. So if you didn't know why Celestia is important, it's because of data availability and this modularity feature. So in this video, I'm going to show you more about those kind of projects. This is really crucial. So this is what makes really TIA interesting. And I'm going also to answer how much TIA you should stake and how. And as I've mentioned, Eclipse, Movement, Monad, those are just some of the projects that are using Celestia data availability. I'm going to show them in a moment as well. So first of all, you can buy TIA. I myself recommend Maxi. Maxi is one of the top exchanges when it comes to different tokens. They have over 1,000 different pairs. So you can basically find here everything from top coins to meme coins and everything in between. Super cool one. You have a referral link down below in the description if you want to use it. The easiest way to also have some kind of a bonus when you sign up for the first time. Now, if you already have some TIA on Maxi, you can withdraw it to your wallet. And the most popular wallet on Celestia is Kepler. Kepler is really cool because, and I really recommend it, not only it's the most popular wallet, but also it has native staking for TIA, so you don't have to go anywhere to any other website. You simply choose the validator directly from Kepler. You can see that here. Once you download the Kepler wallet, then basically you can just go to the Kepler dashboard directly in your wallet after creating the new seed phrase. Choose Celestia from the tokens and then scroll down to validators. Pick one of the validators you like, or the top ones, but I usually recommend outside the top 3 to care more about decentralization. Actually, Kepler will also ask you whether you really want to have the top 3. Maybe you should choose someone who has a little less of voting power. And then if you click on stake, that's it. You just have to remember that in order to unstake, that usually takes around 21 days. This is of course to make sure that everything is secure, but there are also options for making liquid staking, and this is where liquid staking coming into like Milky or Stride that I'm going to mention in a moment. You can unstake them any moment, however you lose a small percentage of your stake. Now this is basically it, and then how much TI you should stake. This is pretty well answered by the recent airdrop coming from Alt. So Alt layer is one of the EVMs that being created to accelerate Ethereum with restaked rollups. They're using also part of Celestia technology, and actually they posted this kind of table. So alt layer, if you want to find them on Twitter, is alt underline layer, and if you want to think about how much you should stake, they actually started their airdrop from 35 staked TIA. So if you don't have that much, it's still fine, because I think TIA is right now around $20. So stake TIA at 35 means at least $700 to actually have just for TIA. And my guess would be in general that 51 TIA would be something that give you qualification for most of the airdrops that are coming. So even more than that, you should at least think about $1,000. If you don't have that, it's still fine. Some of the airdrops, for example, like Dimension, was from 1 TIA, so from $20. So it's still fine. We're going to show you some of the other options as well. So another big airdrop that is coming, and it should be coming today or very soon. They're launching a mainnet, so they will directly give the tokens away to the eligible addresses. You had to claim it before, but basically if the delegators of TIA as of December 19 with a minimum of 1 token and a cap of 5,000 tokens staked, they were given away Dimension tokens, and basically this is another rollup that is using data availability from Celestia. So this is where Celestia technology is really coming through, and it's really important. So this is what you should think about here. And again, this is starting from 1 TIA. So even 1 TIA is fine for some of the airdrops. You won't get everything, but it should be fine. Now, other option that is really interesting is actually have liquid staking. So liquid staking is interesting because not only you qualify for some of the airdrops, but also you should get airdrops from those liquid stakers. So ideally, you should probably stake TIA and get liquid staking just to be on the safe side. But if you don't have enough capital to do that, it's still fine. Get at least 1 Milk TIA, 1 TIA, and 1 Stride TIA. So Milky Way Zone is basically a place to stake your TIA. You have this nice way to stake. Just connect your Kepler wallet here and you can stake. You get Milk tokens away that you can use in one of the, for example, borrowing lending protocols or on one of the exchanges that I'm going to mention in a moment as well. So this is one thing. Another thing that is worth mentioning here is, of course, Stride, which is another big liquid staking solution. Again, Stride is about liquidity, and also they have this airdrop section because they want to make sure that people that do liquid staking with them will also qualify for airdrop. So they really care about airdrop participants, airdrop farmers as well. So Stride should be great as well. So 1 Stride TIA, 1 Milk TIA, and 1 TIA to be on a safe side for various airdrops. Now going back, what you can do with liquid staking, because that's the cool part. Because if you stake on Kepler, your basically your TIA is locked, you can't do anything. However, with liquid stake TIA, you can still borrow and lend, use it on various protocols. So for example, Mars protocol is one borrowing lending protocol that is quite popular. They actually did recently an airdrop, so you won't qualify for the airdrop here, but there might be other places, other protocols that will give you airdrops for using, for example, Milk TIA, and for example, that place is Demex exchange, where you can trade to basically get points, and those points will give you an airdrop at some point. So a standard game where you trade using for collateral you can use stake TIA in the form of Milk TIA. So that's super interesting because you have liquid staking assets that you use for trading, and then you trade, get points, and get additional airdrop from Demex. Really interesting stuff. Now we're going next to the other places. I have to mention, of course, Kucoin. Again, for Kucoin, it's a little bit too late. It's a meme coin coming to TIA stakers. The claim period is over, so you haven't qualified, you won't get it, but there will be more projects like that. So you should be always on the lookout because, for example, Alt layer came out of nowhere. The same for Dimension. Of course, projects were pretty well known, but no one knew when the token will be held and whether the, for example, TIA stakers will get a token. So there are a lot of projects like that, and you should prepare that if you just stake, then you should be fine over time. And the main reason for that is, as I've mentioned, this data availability coming from the Celestia ecosystem, and generally speaking, Celestia modularity, which is a great piece of technology. So for Doki, it's a little bit too late. However, it's not too late for, I think, Eclipse, Movement, and Monad. So I'm going to show you Eclipse and Movement. Monad is also super well known here. All those are different EVMs, but they are using Celestia data availability as a way to have data, and this might be super interesting. So for example, Eclipse is Ethereum's fastest L2, as you can see, powered by the Solana virtual machine. So super interesting stuff in general going forward. And also what they want to use is actually part of the Celestia ecosystem. As you can see here, with strong support from ecosystems of Celestia and Eigenlayer. Eigenlayer is of course a great player here for also for crypto airdrops, but that's another video. I have a separate video, of course, about just Solana ecosystem, so have a look at that if you're looking for Solana. Here we're looking at Celestia and what you can do with staking TIA. As I've mentioned, another place is Movement. So Movement is based on Move language, so the language that's behind Aptos and Sui when it comes to smart contracts, but also they want to get into this network of modular blockchains, and on top of that, they plan to use Celestia for data availability. This is what you have here. M2 is the fastest and most secure layer 2 on the market, leveraging Celestia for data availability. So that's why people are speculating that for Movement, you should also be able to get some tokens if you have staked TIA. Nothing was announced here. This is pure speculation, as is the case for Eclipse, as is the case for Monad, but you understand the entire movement here. Modularity is something really huge. Celestia was here first on the market. They have great tech, and other blockchains that are moving within modularity, they want to have that piece of technology as well, and they plan to be using the technology coming from Celestia directly, the first modular blockchain network. So this is all cool, and this might bring you a pretty nice airdrop. So as I've mentioned, what you have to remember here is definitely stake natively through Kepler, but also if you have more capital, do liquid staking with Stride and Milky Way. This way you should qualify for even more Celestia airdrops coming along your way. And of course, be on the lookout. Of course, I will do everything on my channel to make sure that you don't miss any of these airdrops, because some of them you have to claim manually. So even if you're eligible, you still have to remember about them, claim them, otherwise your price will go away. So this is something that you have to remember. However, don't worry, subscribe to the channel. I tend to cover everything coming along the way that is interesting, so you shouldn't be missing that. So subscribe, and that's basically it when it comes to TIA and basically hunting crypto airdrops from the Celestia ecosystem. You should be able to now know why it's important, why staking TI is important, and connect it to so many airdrops, because that's something unique. So staking, for example, Ethereum won't give you so many potential prizes as staking TIA. Similar concept here that I've already mentioned on my channel is actually staking Pive network, which is an oracle on Solana that actually staking Pive might also give you some airdrops, and actually 2 airdrops are already coming to Pive stakers. So all that will be coming in another video of mine, so subscribe to the channel and see you in the next video.